again, with all due respect, no, to Attorney Kapunan, dahil, hindi ko naman po gusto talaga mag-object kung hindi kinakailangan. Yun lang kasi, parang nabibigyan kasi ng kulay pag ganong mga pangalan. Although, she stated naman for the record na she's just reading it the way it's written. So, but to me kasi, ang dating sa akin is nabibigyan ng kulay. Of course, no offense meant to Attorney Kapunan. I'm just doing my job as counsel. So, I found the question to be objectionable. If you noticed, medyo malimit lang naman yung pag-o-object ko kanina. Maraming bagay na sa tingin ko hindi na dapat objectan. At katulad nga kanina, nagkaroon kami ng issue na ang pinapa-strike out ko yung sagot. Ang sabi, dapat nag-object ako sa tanong. Well, kaya kinailangan kong i-put on record lang na hindi naman kasi talaga objectionable yung tanong. Pero yung sagot yung objectionable. Kaya lang ako nag-object na, actually, I did object. I moved that the answer be stricken off the record. Thank you po for waiting. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Sige po, pwede tayo mag-start ng questions para hindi tayo masyadong formal.
Tony, paki-explain na yung walang resibo for acknowledgement receipt. Tapos, si BP lang ang may confidential fund among the VPs and the previous Secretary of Defense.
Opo. Nako, mahirap sagutin, sir, yung unang tanong nyo because yan ay siguro masasagot natin pagdating sa cross-examination naman ng defense. No? At hindi lang dito sa witness na to, I think para rin sa susunod na witness. Kasi kanina nakita naman natin kung ano lang yung saklaw ng witness na ito. At I believe meron pang isang witness na COA rin, no, na mag-testify. So masasagot. Hindi ko muna sagutin yan because that will really be on the merits na. But secondly, doon sa CVP lang, ang sinagot lang naman ng witness is kung saklaw lang nung kanyang time, no, sa COA ICFAO. So, kung meron bang confidential funds yung previous vice presidents, aside from the Vice President Sara Duterte, I'm sure you can fact-check that. I think may mga lumabas na rin na ganyan kamakailan, diba? Kung sino mga vice president may confidential funds. So, yun namang nasagot ng witness kanina is based on his experience in ICFAO lamang. So, I think the period was from 2014 to 2024, kung hindi ako nagkakamali.
Attorney, kanina marami po tayong pumayag na mag-stipulate on certain facts but not on the 11-day period na sinasabi po nung prosecution. Can you expound on that? Bakit hindi po tayo pumayag sa stipulation?
Yes, because sa atin, no, yung 11 days kasi may mga explanation yan, may maaari tayong gawin na cross dyan. So, hindi pa muna tayo pumayag sa stipulation doon. But as to the other documents, such as yung mga sinabmit sa COA, maliban lang sa acknowledgement receipts, of course, but yung pagdating doon sa mga, naging AOM or notice of suspension, I think those are official documents naman ng COA. So, hindi na natin dinidispute yun, katulad ng mga ginawa natin doon sa mga cheque na in-encash sa land bank kamakailan. I mean, yung na-discuss kamakailan.
Talagang matindi ang pagtutuloy doon, Attorney.
Sa acknowledgement receipts. Opo, dahil loose po kasi yan, no? They're separate sheets. So, we cannot stipulate based on, I think, around 3,000, 4,000 documents. We really have to protect rin naman po the rights of our client. Although, I think narinig nyo rin naman, na-mention ko rin kanina, na kung pwede lang naman, mag-stipulate na talaga kami. Kaya lang, pagdating doon, we really had to take a hard line. Because syempre, we cannot be, we have to be diligent din in our duties as her counsel. And we cannot risk, no? Sa dami ng dokumento na yon, diba? Wala kaming sinasabing baka may pineke or something. I just want to make that clear. Pero ang sinasabi natin is hindi natin alam, diba? So ayaw natin na mag-stipulate sa ganun karaming dokumento, lalong-lalo na since yung nature nga niya yung acknowledgement receipts, no?
Sir, for fairness lang, kasi kanina tinanong ko yung PROSEC, may signature si DP sa financial physical plan and also sa voucher, sa disbursement vouchers. And they asked the significance of the signature. Sabi ni Attorney Tolosa is that it ties the Vice President to whatever malfeasance they will find in the spending of of the confidential funds, Sir Tony?
Well, sa atin, yung mga dokumento na yan ay kinailangan dumaan sa isang proseso, dumaan sa approval. As to the malfeasance, that's for them to prove, no? At sa atin, that's for us to also disprove, diba? So, we will find out in the coming days. But again, in fact, as the COA representative said earlier, their audit is limited to just compliance with the joint circular. Nothing further than that,
Sir,
diba?
on liquidation, whose responsibility is it? Is it the Vice President's?
That's something that we will have to discuss in the coming days. No? So I can't answer you muna dyan. But you can read the joint circular and you can see naman sino yung mga accountable officers po talaga doon.
Rephrase, sir.
Sir, nakabalik na
How
siya
much is the involvement of the Vice President in terms of the
The documents will speak for themselves, sir. I don't want to, again, you're tying me to an answer and I can't answer you because we're delving into the merits. I'm really sorry, sir.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
nakabalik na po ba si VP? And ano po yung nirelay sa kanila?
Ang alam ko, hindi ko masigurado kung nakabalik siya. I think nakabalik na, based on the schedule. But again, you have to confirm with OVP. Dahil hindi na po ako spokesperson ng OVP. I think we always forget that. So, I'm not privy to the daily schedule of the Vice President. But pagdating naman po sa communication, it's just updates on our part. Wala namang anything significant dun sa normal updates na binibigay lang namin sa kanya on a day-to-day basis pagdating dito sa impeachment proceedings.
Attorney, meron po ba mga pasabog dun sa mga ipinisenta kanina ng testigo at sa kanilang testimonya?
Wala naman po dahil sa aming pananaw, yan naman na ang lumabas sa COA findings. Pina-identify lang naman sa COA kung ano yung kanilang naging findings. So kumbaga, nothing that we haven't read before. No, I think ang hindi lang nasasagot ng COA pa sa ngayon is ano yung nangyari after ng mga findings sila, diba? Which I'm sure we'll get to in the next few days.
Attorney, how will the defense or how does the defense intend to respond doon sa findings na based on the joint memorandum circular, attorney, meron dong mga beyond purposes, yung mga acknowledgement receipts and beyond the dates that were supposed to
Ako.
be in the period.
Sorry, Chai, but you'll know when we do our cross-examination.
So,
You'll know.
tapos na po.
Oh, definitely sa cross or even in our evidence in chief kung kinakailangan, meaning if it's our turn. But if we could, but pagdating naman sa cross, we can also ask questions on those matters.
Sir, balikan ko lang si VP. Sir, i-share niyo po sa kanya yung decision ni President Marcos na i-allow yung opening ng mga bank.
Hindi na po. Because that's all in the news. So I don't share things in the news na. Meron naman siyang sarili ng news monitoring. So I don't share those things.
Wala naman siyang comment, sir.
Hindi ko na po na-share. So wala din po siyang comment.
Okay. Attorney, to your knowledge, meron pa ba other acknowledgement receipt na may nakapangalan kay Mary Grace Piatos?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm not trying to be evasive. Hindi ko lang po talaga alam. Hindi ko naman namin.
Kasi talagang sobrang, syempre, kilala si Mary Grace Piatos. Kanina doon sa trial, lumalabas sa 70,000 pesos yung nabigay sa kanya compared doon sa mas malalaki pang mga pangalan.
Hindi ko po alam kung ano yung ma-surmise natin doon sa halagang binigay sa kanya or halagang compared sa iba. I think, ang importante po talaga dito, you'll have to wait doon sa ano ba yung naging findings talaga ng COA. No? Kasi yung Mary Grace Piatos, lumabas lang naman yan sa congressional hearings, di ba? So, ngayon nandito pa lang tayo sa COA, I'm sure magkakaroon ng ebidensya para tugunan yung Mary Grace Piatos issue. Magkakaroon ng ibang witness para tugunan yung Mary Grace Piatos issue. But pagdating naman sa pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, it's really just the COA findings.
Asawa po kaya siya ni Renan Piatos?
I don't want to speculate, ma'am. I don't want to speculate. I don't know her personally, so I cannot speculate.
But definitely yung pong mga ipinakita kanilang ebidensya, testimonya ay kaya natin tapatan yon sa inyong cross-examination next.
Well, ayoko naman sabihin tapatan. I think sabihin na lang natin na kaya nating suriin yung mga naging findings ng COA para mapakita lang sa ating mga kababayan kung ano yung buong storya. No? Because this is just one side of the story. But again, factual lang din naman yung nangyari kanina, di ba? Lumalabas lang naman yung COA findings. So sa ating pagsusuri, as much as possible, syempre factual din lang po tayo. We'll stick with what COA knows. We cannot naman kasi add on to yung limitations ng witness kung ano lang yung participation niya dun sa testimonya na binibigay po niya.
Attorney, bakit
Last
kayo
three questions po.
nag-object dun sa Andy Lim?
Sa akin lang naman po, although again, with all due respect no, to Attorney Kapunan, dahil, hindi ko naman po gusto talaga mag-object kung hindi kinakailangan. Yun lang kasi parang nabibigyan kasi ng kulay pag ganong mga pangalan. Although she stated naman for the record na she's just reading it the way it's written. So, but to me kasi ang dating sa akin is nabibigyan ng kulay. Of course, no offense meant to Attorney Kapunan. I'm just doing my job as counsel. So I found the question to be objectionable. If you noticed, medyo malimit lang naman yung pag-o-object ko kanina. Maraming bagay na sa tingin ko hindi na dapat objectan. At katulad nga kanina, nagkaroon kami ng issue na ang pinapa-strike out ko yung sagot. Ang sabi, dapat nag-object ako sa tanong. Well, kaya kinailangan kong i-put on record lang na hindi naman kasi talaga objectionable yung tanong. Pero yung sagot yung objectionable. Kaya lang ako nag-object na, actually, I did object. I moved that the answer be stricken off the record. So, may mga ganong bagay, may mga ganong nuances, no? But, again, I respect the distinguished counsel, Attorney Kapunan, greatly. So, I think it was, it was an interesting session today. Kaya lang yun nga, hindi pa tayo natatapos.
Sir, last two.
Yes,
Sir,
Ms. Katrina.
ano yung legal basis for the use of possible aliases sa mga acknowledgement receipts without delving into the matter? Just the legal basis.
We're not yet there, so I won't discuss that. That's not covered by the COA witnesses. No? So, we're not yet there. I beg your patience. I understand the question, but I beg your indulgence and your patience. Baka dun sa tamang witness natin pag-usapan po yan.
So mabibring up to sooner or later?
Tingnan natin. I'm sure, kasi isa yan sa mga issues di ba? So, whether alias ba yun o hindi, yung mga ganong bagay, I'm sure at one point matatakil yan, but I don't want to preempt anything that the prosecution will present, in fairness to them, and I also don't want to preempt our own defenses kung sakali man. So, ayoko munang itakil, kasi dito pa lang tayo sa COA. I think importante, and maganda yung natatanong nyo yung mga ganyan actually, para maintindihan ng ating mga kababayan na sa ngayon, dun pa lamang tayo sa COA findings. At this will not be the end of it all. No? Marami pang may mga magtetestigo sa prosecution and even on the defense side.
Attorney, another clarification, Attorney. What happened during the 30-minute suspension period for our public?
We were just comparing the documents because si Attorney Kapunan, meaning the prosecution panel, was asking for us to stipulate on a list of documents. And as I've mentioned to you last week, kahit na in-expect natin na mas masalimuot yung itong COA na mga witnesses, kung pwede naman nating paikliin, ready din naman at willing din naman ng defense na paikliin. That's why, ang ginawa lang po namin kanina, before we jumped the gun and just said na we were okay with stipulating, syempre, due diligence lang on our part, kinompare lang namin yung mga documents nila sa documents namin kung pareho at yun ba talaga yung gusto nilang ma-stipulate. And nung nakita naman namin na pareho, we agreed to the stipulation, to the proposal to stipulate. Sorry.
Verify ko lang. Attorney Tolosa said that during the pre-trial, you did not agree to pre-mark this set of documents itong tinatad nyo kanina. Kaya tayo nag-stipulate niyo. Hindi nyo na pinag-usapan ng pre-trial.
I think both, I think all documents were marked, no, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, some kasama pa dun sa hinabol. Pero wala kasing, we did not agree to stipulate on certain facts noong pre-trial. So, itong sa marking, ang nangyari kasi, kaya rin sinasabi na common exhibit, at kaya ko rin sinasabi, kunyari sa acknowledgement receipts, na hindi po siya technically common exhibit, kasi although maybe pareho yung dokumento, separate po yung marking namin. Meaning yung marking and acknowledgement receipt nila, meron din kaming sariling mga set of acknowledgement receipts na minarkahan. Hindi yun yung parang common exhibit na isang dokumento, dalawang marking, prosecution and defense. Yung ang nangyari po dito sa acknowledgement receipts, may sarili silang mga acknowledgement receipts, kami rin may sariling set.
Pero pre-trial, you did not stipulate talaga. I mean, why?
Because there was no stipulation needed for pre-trial. Ang stipulation na ginagawa sa pre-trial is stipulation on facts. No? Pagdating sa documents, it's really just marking.
Attorney, on the
Sige lang po.
records lang po, will you still oppose yung presentation nito once this is offered po?
Hindi pa namin masasabi kasi sa ngayon, sabihin na pa lang naman yung stage, meaning procedural siya. Compliance lang dun sa subpoena. Ngayon, pag dumating yung panahon na i-represent to, nabanggit ko rin to sa isang show the other day na hindi pa naman nawawala yung karapatan natin mag-object as to the admissibility. Kasi ang isang dokumento para maging ebidensya, it has to be admitted into evidence, and to be able to do that, you have to fulfill two requisites, no? Yung competence and yung relevance. Competence meaning dapat po ay naayon siya sa batas o walang nagbabawal sa kanya bilang ma-admit bilang ebidensya, and ang pangalawa is yung kung relevant ba siya. So it will depend on saan gagamitin to, and we will see if we will oppose or not.
Attorney, sorry to push this question lang. Doon sa mga posibleng mag-isip, pag walang resibo, illegal ang paggamit ng pondo.
Sir, gusto ko sana kayo talagang sagutin, pero hindi pa kasi tapos, nasa prosecution pa lang po tayo. Siguro hintayin na lang po natin na matapos din yung cross-examination and even yung defense. Pasensya na po, sir. I really understand the question. Kasi nga hanging ngayon, no, na ano pa lang. So let's just wait na matapos itong witness na to. And again, hindi lang ito yung witness. Meron pang ibang witnesses to come. Again, I really apologize to you for that.
Marami yung sinasabing acknowledgement receipt, pero ang mga napili, sina Mary Grace Piatos, si Annie, etc. Do you think calculated dito ng prosecution?
Of course, penado kung ano yung i-represent mo, but let's not cast aspersions also against the prosecution pagdating doon. Siyempre, strategy nila yan, and it's within their prerogative kung aling ARs. So, sa akin, definitely, kahit naman sa defense, kung ano yung ilalabas namin in a random stock, siyempre po, alam na rin, full control na rin kami kung ano yung ilalabas natin. So, although sinabi natin na siyempre alam nila kung ano yung ilalabas nila, wala naman pong masama doon, prerogative naman po nila yon. Just like magiging prerogative din ng defense pag kami naman yung nagrepresenta ng mga ganitong receipts. Okay? Sige po. Yeah, opo. Sige po. Thank you very much for your patience. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Magandang hapon po.